Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of this awful war with Russia. And in my daily vlogs I try to update you on the important real life situations in my country Ukraine, and I'm always glad to answer your questions and to clarify some facts from our background, our history, our culture, or whatever interests you. And today we mark 100 days of Russian war in Ukraine. The date I did not believe was realistic at the beginning of this February, but today we have 100 of days when we stand for our freedom and independence with the support of our allies. So the idea of my today's video may be a little bit unusual, and I want to speak about vloggers, and in particular Russian vloggers. When I monitor the amount of subscriptions and how many people watched my video, I'm always surprised that when my video in a description has the word Russian or a hashtag connected with Russia, it has more views, and which actually means that still to a very great extent the interest to Russian world and Russian vloggers dominate. And I have never had this dream to watch some of their videos, but I did, and today I will try to reproduce this typical Russian vlogger and the topics they like to discuss in their videos. I do believe, and starting my own page, I do believe that vloggers are responsible for many things in this world, and also representing their culture and speaking about the things that are important, and talking, rambling, describing, they can change somebody's attitudes. That's why I do believe that those active people from Russia who vlog daily, monthly, weekly, have really huge audiences in comparison to my channel, are also responsible for telling the truth about the things that are going on in their world. I know that many of these Russians are young people and seem to be more or less democratic, and they are for traveling, they are for building people-to-people contact, but still the majority of them are afraid to speak directly. So now I will try to recreate typical behavior of Russian vloggers when talking about war in Ukraine. So question number one that is very often in the titles of Russian vloggers and attract attention of millions of viewers is: sanctions in Russia, how do I feel with sanctions in Russia, what happens in shops after sanctions in Russia, or should I leave Russia? And then when these clever, beautiful young people start talking, they describe sanctions and the situation that led to sanctions. I cannot speak why I need to leave Russia, but you will all know this is because of the situation. This situation we are not allowed to talk about. This situation that is so bad. I feel so bad about this situation. This situation is actually thousands of dead Ukrainians that are killed by Russian soldiers. Not just Putin, but Russian soldiers, many of which are also the relatives of these possible vloggers. Question number two that is also very popular among Russian vloggers and people who are interviewed on the streets of Russia is: what do you think about present-day politics of Russia? What do you think about president? And the typical answer is like silence, escape, or don't you know it's impolite to ask Russians about president and politics because all of us are apolitical, and it is just like what, 10 people doing everything for 140 million Russians. This is not an answer at all, and I don't think that taking into account, okay, I know that striking in Russia, going on meetings or expressing your voice freely is a problem, but the longer it is a problem, the less people survive the regime. So taking into account that thousands of Ukrainians die daily, monthly, due to Russian regime, I do believe that Russians are also responsible for that. And you know, I love the quote of Winston Churchill that if a country is run by a dictator, it is not only the dictator to blame. So why not vloggers whose task is to speak about the problem with the President Putin, who is not actually a president, but a dying dictator who is at the rule of the country for 22 years. The third very popular question is when that person, that vlogger, is going to leave Russia. And I personally think that more Russians left Russia during this Russian war in Ukraine than Ukrainians left truly dangerous regions. Why? Because they are very much focused on the rebuilding and strengthening our country. And I'm not trying to limit the freedom of those young Russians, but I do believe they have to focus and to try to change something inside of their country. And none of them look at this option to stay and to try to change something, as if Putin's regime will stay forever, nothing can be changed, and like this doom, communism, darkness, gulag will exist always. And with this kind of attitude, it may be that they are quite right, it will stay that way forever. But how can we survive, I mean the world, not just Ukraine, with a neighbor like that, when even their own people do not believe in their normal future? So when I have analyzed typical videos from Russian vloggers, just before this war, they like to speak about how dark, how sad, how depressive life in Russian towns and villages is, to demonstrate some drawbacks of Russian society, and I don't know, like to frighten viewers or to disappoint viewers with this doom Russian world. Now, war in Ukraine, Russian war in Ukraine, is #1 topic in global news. And Russian vloggers, people who have chosen vlogging, speaking and showing, don't want to talk about this war and situation, and they continue just chattering about the problems that were caused by this really bad situation and how can they continue earning money when so much attention is paid to what Russia does in Ukraine. So these hashtags help them attract new viewers, but it's so problematic to continue earning money when you know thousands of Ukrainians die in this war. And still these hashtags are popular, and people watch Russian point of view, and people start persuading that you don't have to be that depressed, you don't have to feel negative about yourself. But my message to Russian vloggers is that you have to speak. And if the country is run by a dictator, it is also responsibility of the people. And it cannot continue that way because it is dangerous for all the world. And I am a Ukrainian vlogger, and I have chosen to launch my vlog to speak about war in Ukraine that was caused by Putin's regime and thousands of Russian soldiers who are also Russian citizens. And I think this is a common responsibility, and that's why the vlogs should be open and we have to speak openly about that. Thank you for watching, thank you for your subscriptions. I greatly value the conversations that we have here, and I do understand many of you will tell me that there are good Russians, and I want to believe that there are good Russians who will be able to fight inside Russia. Thank you for watching. Slava Ukraini!